Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be doing this Power Life Coaching seminar class, certification class. And everybody here has already introduced themselves. And during this video, some people will be asking questions and some people will be doing demonstrations with me. This is a class where I'm going to start out just introducing myself, and I'm going to do that through what I've written here, and everybody can read along with me. And then as we read a little and we talk a little, then we're going to be getting into more experiential exercises. So with that, I just want to say thank you for all coming in. Just to give a little background, I think that you all know, but for the sake of this class on video, I am Pamela Hopkins. I am a licensed clinical social worker. And I've been doing therapy for almost 30 years now. And during my work as a therapist, I have shifted my interest from doing regular psychotherapy into empowering my clients. So I use this course to teach everything that I've learned. So I've been a holistic life coach and an empowerment therapist and a quantum physics empowerment educator for the last 20 years. And my main purpose of moving into this was not to just help people to get over emotional issues that they had going on. Of course, we want to do that. But as life coaches, what we really want to do is to empower people with their emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual, and even psychic states of being. Anything that's stressing them out, anything that's causing them pain, every thought, every feeling, every behavior starts within our consciousness. And our consciousness is our thoughts and our feelings, okay? And as we have these thoughts and these feelings, what returns back to us in our reality is the law of attraction that is going to exactly mirror everything that's showing up in our lives. So, most of my clients learn how to instantly shift their consciousness or their thoughts and their feelings. And the first go is to help people to become aware that we are consciousness. And the second go, when we're life coaching, is to help people move their consciousness as quickly and instantly as possible into peace, into positivity. And then as they change their vibration of thoughts and feelings, then what goes out, this light of thought and this vibration of feeling that goes out, just like that projector that's looking at me, and I'm reflecting back to the projector, whatever we're thinking and we're feeling is going to start coming back to us. So our lifestyle is always mirroring what we're thinking and we're feeling. So this has been so successful for me that it blows my mind. Most people that come in, I mean, if you were to sit in my front office, it wouldn't matter what time of day or whoever's coming in that I've been seeing for a while. If you sit down and said, how's it going? And have you felt any different? You're going to hear the same stories over and over and over again. Because it's a three-part process. People learn that they are consciousness, thoughts and feelings, that they are, the moment that they raise their consciousness into peace and into love and compassion and connect with this higher sense of who they are. Because we are more than just this body. We are body, spirit, and soul connected to this higher connection at all times. And the minute that we start letting go of this thinking that's getting in our way, we connect into this love and peace. And once that happens, we automatically start receiving all the things that we've ever wanted. And this is going to be explained in detail in this class. So when this happens and people come in and they start seeing these miracles of changes, they tell their friends, they tell their family, they tell the neighborhood, they tell the work office, and everybody wants to come in and see it. So I have a 99% ratio of referrals, left and right, just one after another. When I meet people, I say, how did you hear about me? And that 1% is usually people that look me up and find me, and I call that divine intervention, because it just happens. So I get such successful results because this Power Life coaching really, really works. I do not spend a lot of time on past negative feelings. I listen to what my clients are saying because that's their thoughts and their consciousness, but we're not going to go back to the past and go into a lot of big detail. We're going to stay in the present and help them realize that every thought they're thinking in the now is creating their reality now. And the minute that they learn the 3-step process, and there's a 3-step process in the Power Life coaching course. The first step is knowing that you're conscious empowerment. The second step is energy therapy, which you're going to learn about in this class, in this seminar. And energy therapy is so effective because we're vibrational beings. One little tiny bit of us is really physical. The rest is all vibration of consciousness, thoughts, and feelings. And once we change how we think and we feel, and we vibrationally shift, then everything that starts to show up vibrationally shifts, and everything within us vibrationally shifts, even our health, even our wealth, even our relationships. So it's really wonderful. So we have the conscious empowerment, knowing that we're creating everything. We've got a lot of help here from a higher source. We can call that, you'll hear me say God, you'll hear me say universe, you'll hear me say higher power. You'll hear me say, just anything that is love and light and power. And this higher source is always here bringing back to us whatever vibrational thought and feeling that we are sending out. And then the third part of this course is quantum physics entrainment processes. These are just simple thoughts of thinking like a master that help you move really quickly through life and life circumstances. So we're going to go through these 3 parts in the next 3 days. And also anybody that is in this course will get the Power Coaching webinar that I put together. Power Coaching webinar is here to help you to know that, again, your thoughts are creating everything. They help you to be awake to know, if you look on the page 3, they'll help you to be awake to know that you are consciousness. That might be on page 2. I'm not sure. Anyway, that you are awake and knowing that you're creating everything in your world, and you're aware of what you're creating, because if you're thinking any thought that doesn't feel good, guess what you're doing? What do you think you're doing when you're thinking thoughts that don't feel good?
You're creating things to come back to you that
aren't going to feel good.
Aren't great, yes.
So when you are upset with somebody and you're watching anything outside of you, or you're perceiving anything in a way that doesn't feel good, who's creating that? Who's creating that? So our job as Power Life coaches is, one, to be able to get this ingrained ourselves, that we're the power, and we're going to teach our clients that we're life coaching, that their consciousness is their power, and if they're thinking negatively and they're saying, oh my gosh, I got fired unreasonably, or my boyfriend is beating on me, or I can't get the job where I can make the money that I want, or whatever is going on, as Power Life coaches, we are not looking at their perception of what they don't want and building the story with them. What we're doing is we're reminding them that that story is pretty darn powerful, and that their thoughts and their feelings are creating it. So we focus on their consciousness, not on the circumstances. Now, in the beginning, you're going to learn to stay where your client is about their circumstances, because you're asking them questions to learn how they think, how their conscious perceives things, but you're keeping your focus on their thoughts and beliefs. And I'm going to be explaining all this in detail. Okay, so in Power Coaching webinar, you're going to learn to know you're the power by being awake, being aware of your thoughts, aligning those thoughts to a higher perception. Yeah, that extra paper there is for anyone. And after you align your thoughts to a higher perception using energy therapy, breathing techniques, and quantum thoughts that help you move up that vibration in your body to better thoughts. Once you align, then you're going to activate better, good thoughts and feelings, and then you're going to self-actualize yourself into a new person. So the Power Coaching is a pretty good course. It's a wonderful course. It's going to be an extra bonus tool for everybody in this course. All right, so we're going to start on page 3 now. To Power Life Coaching, it's a 3-part module. Like I said, the first part is consciousness empowerment. The second part is going to be energy therapy. And the third part is going to be quantum physics. So what we're going to do in this seminar is we're going to break down the first 3 parts of what Power Coaching is. Tomorrow or the next day, later on in this video, we're going to get into putting it all together and practicing it. And then I'm going to be helping you to learn how to answer questions from your clients that you're coaching as a Power Life Coach. And then we're going to practice a little bit more. So does anybody have any questions?
No.
Libby, you might have more questions than anybody, because you're really new to this. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate if you have any questions. So I'm going to go to part 1, conscious empowerment. Okay, so you exist of consciousness. Consciousness contains your thoughts and feelings and absolutely anything and everything that you can perceive. If you can perceive it and you are thinking and feeling it, you are the creator of that reality. Now, we all know that there's things that are going on that aren't really in our world. So like famine, people that are in countries where there's no food, we understand that. We see that on TV, but it's not really our conscious reality. So there's collective consciousness and then there's consciousness. Whatever we are personally thinking and feeling and conceiving, and what we do, what we think about the most is going to start showing up in our reality. And the things that are showing up are all around your thoughts. So your consciousness or your thoughts generate your circumstances and attract them back to you by a law of attraction, illustrating or mirroring back to you what you're thinking or you're perceiving in your life. So, who would like to share what I just said, what you heard I just said? Okay, what's consciousness?
And the things you think about.
And this is Libby, and the things you think about are your consciousness, right? Right. So, is Jackie part of your consciousness? I know that's kind of a trick question, but how would you answer that?
No. Not
Well,
really.
she only is part of it if you focus on her.
Right.
And she happens to be sitting right across from you, so you're probably, she's going to be part of your consciousness.
Maybe later.
Anything that we can perceive as part of our consciousness, what is going to show up back to us in our reality is how we're thinking about it and how strongly it affects us, and we put our focused thoughts and feelings on it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So your consciousness is your thoughts and feelings, which form a vibration. Your thoughts are a light that you send out into the world, and your feelings are the emotions or the patterns. Now, we're going to be finding that people have patterns. You're going to be finding patterns with your clients. So when you're sitting down and you're talking to your client, you're going to say, what's going on? How can I help you? And we're going to learn this a little bit further through, and we're going to be practicing it. And they're going to say, I'm having a rough time. You're going to say, why? Well, I've been depressed for years. Okay, well, what's going on? And then they're going to tell you their story. When they are telling you your story, what are you looking for?
Patterns.
And what are the patterns?
Things that create negative thoughts or
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah, and they're negative, and they created them because somehow in our childhood, These were learned thoughts, feelings, and beliefs from our family. There are certain families that have thoughts, feelings, and beliefs very strongly about lots of different things. You know, yeah, I hear my clients saying something like, Pamela, you know what the traffic drivers are like in Virginia Beach, don't you? And I'll look at them and I'll think, okay, here we go. Here we go. I just got here, and thank God I got here okay, you know. And I'm like, well, did you have a rough time? Because I am not judging them on what they're saying. I am not there to judge or be harsh on what they're saying. I am there as their life coach to observe their conscious thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Yeah, they're all maniacs out there. They're all maniacs. They don't know how to drive. Somebody cut me off the road, and I say to them, you're really good at this. And then they look at me like a deer in the light, and I'll say, no, you're really good at this. You're so strong in your consciousness of belief that those people are vibrationally just coming to you like magnets. And you are the one that, not on a conscious level, and I need you to hear that I'm not judging you because I'm a life coach that is helping them to realize their power. And their power, where's our power at? Always. Anybody have any ideas?
Inside ourselves.
Inside ourselves, and our consciousness. So once this gentleman realizes that he can change his conscious thoughts, and our job as a power life coach is to help him to change those beliefs. Now he has to have a pretty good reason why he'd want to do that. What do you think that would be?
To make his life better.
Yes, to get rid of the belief and the thought that he's in the danger zone every time he's driving. So I wanted you to get a good feel that consciousness is going to be the focus in Power Life Coaching. Whereas a lot of times in therapy, it's helping people to feel better with their conscious thoughts. And Power Life Coaching, we just turn that volume up a little bit and help them to know that they can feel better energetically and vibrationally, and change that to they're always safe, and that as long as they feel good and stay in that good feeling, that their law of attraction or reality is going to mirror that. Now people have a hard time actually understanding that sometimes until they actually feel the proof in the pudding. People do not learn by telling them what to do. They learn by experiencing and witnessing the change. Isn't that wonderful? You had to, Libby, you had to learn the changes of the old beliefs with your professors, and you just had to have something that you fell in love with. And as you went to school, your beliefs of falling in love with what you're doing, of being a life coach and a counselor, were so strong that your reality shifted, the professors shifted, and your grade point average shifted. But it all started from within. Okay. The great news about everything that I'm talking about is that the science of quantum physics has proven that our consciousness is creating everything, and that our world will shift as we change our consciousness. So this is what we're going to teach our clients. Okay, so I'm moving to page 4. So power coaching and power life coaching are the keys to this transformation that we're going to be going through here today. These coaching and educational tools are designed to teach you to know how powerful you are. Once you really realize that you're the power in your world, and that as you teach this to your clients, and this is what a power life coach does, is constantly letting them know. So you're going to let them know as a power life coach that there's scientific proof behind this, that there's vibrational proof behind this, and you're going to show them that through the energetic exercises that we're going to do, the breathing exercises as an energy therapist. And you're going to teach them easy steps of quantum thinking that I'm going to explain that a little later too. And then they are easily going to start walking through a whole new reality and a whole new feeling of themselves. Okay, so this is my belief. Before we were born, we came from heaven, we could say. But we've always existed, and we made the choice that when we decided to come here on earth, we would come in as this seed. And we would be in this tiny little body. But when we came here from this all existence, we were still a soul and a spirit connected with this higher essence, this God. So when we came here to become this little person or this seed, we actually became and stayed connected with this higher source. So what we're learning now is that as we know that we are a body, but we are so much more, we're connected in this higher vibration, and our number one job is to stay in this higher vibration, because the minute that we see something that we don't like in our life. So what is a challenge that you maybe are having in your life, Jackie?
My stove exploded.
Your stove exploded. Okay, that's a big one. Okay, and that just recently happened?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're out of a stove right now, right?
Exactly.
Is everything else okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What's something for you, Leslie?
Oh, goodness. I don't know.
Okay, Vicki?
Yeah, put me on the spot here. I can't think
Yeah,
of anything.
That's okay.
Something that's challenging for me
Yeah,
in my
something
life
that's
right now.
challenging. Maybe.
I try to think of something that's not challenging for me right,
Right.
now in my life.
Right. All right.
Honestly, I've got so much going on. So.
Okay, so when you have things going on, and these are good Power Life coaches because they're already very awake and aware, and I'm not saying that you're not, but they're very awake and aware of how they're putting their thoughts right now. Even when I ask them that, they're going, well, I haven't thought that way. But things show up. Stoves explode. Oh, I almost had to sneeze. That you're going to want to cut out.
All right.
Okay. Stoves explode, or just things happen. Like one of the people that I love very much became very ill. My father passed 2 months ago. Things happen. Things happen in our life.
Well, I have to say that I wanted to get my glasses before I went away,
Uh-huh.
and it was kind of coming down to the last minute. And then they said, well, they have 2 offices, and one would come to Norfolk, and the other pair of glasses would go to Virginia Beach. And I was just okay about it all. And I said, well, fine, you know. And I kept thinking it will happen the way. And so then I go into the Norfolk office, and they say, guess what? Both of the pairs of glasses are here.
Okay.
Right there, 5 minutes away from
Oh,
my house.
I love it. I love it.
So,
I love it.
yeah.
So things are working
So
out.
it worked out.
Yeah. So when we feel contrast of something that doesn't work out, stove, somebody is not feeling well, and we're worried about them, or we're stressed out about something in our life, child, a parent, a husband, a relationship, anything that is causing us conflict, the minute that we think of something that doesn't feel good, that higher extended part of us, we could say our higher self or our God part or our source part, has immediately knows what we really desire, what we really want. I want a new stove. I want my glasses at the right place. I want to make sure that not so much is going on in my life that I can really stay focused on know what I'm creating in my world, because we're creating it all. So once we have conflict that starts to show up, that higher extension part of us is saying, I know what you want, and putting in the vibrational form around us, we could call it the vortex of non-physical energy, all possibilities. And all we have to do is learn to not be in this consciousness that's stressful, that feels like we're powerless, or that we have no control, or that we're stuck, or we're depressed, or we're anxious, or whatever, any feeling that's showing up that doesn't feel good. All we have to do is be awake that we're the power thinking it, aware that we're thinking it, and then most importantly, seeking ways to align it into that higher extension. And that's basically what Power Life Coaching is. So does anybody have any questions about that? So if I was to say to you, you are consciousness and you are my life coach, and I was here with you and I said to you, what is consciousness and how does it work? How would you answer that now after hearing what I'm saying?
Our consciousness is all our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs.
Yeah, and if we're having thoughts and feelings that do not feel good, that are stressing us out, causing anxiety or depression or overwhelm, what do we do about that?
We shift our thoughts to positive thoughts.
We seek relief. That was really good, Leslie. That's exactly what we do. And the relief is what? The positive thoughts are what? What could that be?
Knowing that you're the power.
Knowing that you're the power. Knowing that there's a higher extended part of you that is saying, if you will be in a peaceful state, a loving state, calm yourself down. Just stop thinking about what you don't want to create. Then you will automatically shift to this higher level. And when you're in that vibration as a human vibrational being of thoughts and feelings consciousness in this higher state, your law of attraction will start bringing to you the things you really desire. So that's the whole purpose of Power Life Coaching. Okay. So the optimal goal of Power Life Coaching is to teach ourselves and our clients to know that we have free choice to shift our consciousness. Now, most people are trying to shift the situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
If that person would just stop doing this, then I could be happy. If my stove hadn't blown up, I could be happy. And so when they're doing that, what if somebody was saying, I am miserable, my stove is blown up, and I don't know how I'm going to eat, and I have no money, and I have my family coming in on vacation, and I am just so stressed out and overwhelmed, what would you say to them? How would you handle that, Jackie?
Relax.
Yes. And they're going to say, are you kidding? You're telling me to relax?
Relax.
I told you, my stove blew up. I just got fired. I'm in big trouble. When that person's doing that, this is what a Power Life Coach is going to say. I'm teaching you that this thought and what you're thinking right now is very truthful and very valid, and you have every right to feel stressed out. You got all these people coming in. So we're staying where they're at. But our intention is when we're staying where they're at, you have all these people coming in, you poor thing, you don't have a stove. The number one thing that's going to be the most successful for you is to help you change your thoughts that you're thinking about this, your vibrational feelings of fear and stressed out, and allowing this higher power or this higher source to bring you the miracles of change. And they do show up, don't they?
They do.
They show up. They show up in all circumstances. Doesn't take very much time. These people that are walking into my room and are crying about the nanny and the kids and all this stuff, before that lady walks out of my office, I'm going to hear her story. I'm going to convince her I'm on her side. I'm going to help her to know that her power is from within, and I'm going to use those energy therapy techniques to help her feel better. And by the time she walks in the next time, and I'm going to give her some simple homework with quantum thought thinking, like just notice how often you feel those feelings and raise your energy. And those people, after the first visit, everybody does everything in their life to feel better. It doesn't matter if you want $1 million, you want to feel better. It doesn't matter if you want the biggest hunk man or the prettiest hunk woman in the world. Everything that we desire, money, relationships, wealth, a lifestyle, everything is to make us feel better. The minute your client starts to feel better, hope is in the way. The minute hope is in the way, they've connected with their higher self. All those wishes that they really wanted from their higher self that is sitting there are getting ready to start to change. And relief shows up immediately. So, to answer your question, is it hard for those people? For our clients to learn? Remember earlier I said our clients don't learn by what we're telling them, they learn by what they're experiencing. And all we have to do is let them know that their consciousness of their thoughts and their feelings, and as they move to a higher level of relief, vibrational, because we're vibration, thought, and emotion, right? And as they move to that higher feeling, they get hope. Once they're sitting in that higher vibration, things start turning around. What they really realize is that the husband with the nanny is a whole different person than they have been seeing in their pattern. And they realize more about themselves. They become more powered within themselves. Okay, so the goal is to teach our clients that no matter what is showing up within their circumstances, that is probably, and not even probably, always related to some kind of negative thought, feeling, or belief that we have about ourselves. Okay? And any of these past circumstances or patterns, and this is the crazy part about this. People say, but Pamela, you don't know how many maniacs have tried to push me off the road. You don't know how many times I've been hurt and abandoned by men leaving me for other women. And I look at them, and you don't know how many stoves have blown up in my home. And I look at them and say, yes, you are so powerful. You are so powerful. And those parts of you that believe these things are going to happen, those emotional thoughts and feelings just need nurturing and a shift in vibration. Second part of Power Life Coaching. Okay? Any questions?
What page are you on?
Okay, so I'm on page 8, but I'm not really going by this book. This book is going to be something that's sent to each of you. And as you read the book and you listen to this webinar or this teleclass that I'm doing, you will get more out of it by having it talked about the way we're talking about it and then reading the facts. So, but I am on page 8. Okay. So just know that anything that doesn't feel good in our life is showing up for us to be able to think, to realize what we're thinking about it, and if it doesn't feel good, what do we have to do?
Shift our consciousness.
Shift our consciousness, our thoughts about it. That's hard at first until you learn to say, oh, it's showing up. What I really want is going to be in me having a better thought about it. So why do you think it actually even showed up?
It's an old pattern.
It's an old pattern that was ingrained in us of how we learn to think, feel, and believe.
And we often don't even pay attention to our thoughts. I mean, they just keep going through our head, and that's where it is become aware. I mean, we have to teach the client
I
to
love
become
that.
aware of what they're thinking to begin with.
Well, I love what you're saying, Leslie. How many people do you think, as in this class, we're becoming Power Life Coaches certified, how many people do you think know that they're supposed to be aware of their own thoughts? What percentage of the population?
10?
I think it's a small percent.
We've never been taught quantum physics, that we are vibrational thoughts and feelings, and they have scientific proof on this. If you read books, The Power of Belief by Bruce Lipton, he's a biologist, and Greg Braden, these books are out there. They're teaching people how our thoughts are going out either as a string theory or different theories, and what they're finding out is that in every theory, whatever you're thinking is showing up behind the camera. They can't do, scientific method without involving the person's thoughts, because our thoughts are creating everything. So this is science. But we've never been taught. So what we do is we don't pay attention to these feelings because, oh, another man bites the dust. Now, another stove bites the dust. Or I'm too busy, I'm just trying to get my job done, take care of the kids. You know, I've got so much going on in my life that I'm not thinking about it because we've never been taught this. This is the irony as we think about our thoughts and realize immediately they're not in the glass half full. They're not in that peace and that love and that compassion and that creation of the things that we want coming back. We're not aligned into this higher vibration because we want to be aware of this, because once we start doing this, then we're in the powerful creators creating everything that we want in our lives. So the first part of Power Life Coaching is to teach our clients that we're coaching to notice, be awake that they're the power and consciousness, be aware of what they're thinking. If it doesn't feel good, they've got to breathe in, change that vibration, which we're going to go to, and think a more powerful, positive thought. That's the quantum thought processes. So that's really good. All right, so we're going to go to page 9, and I'm going to ask questions, and I'm going to have you guys read one of the answers and then tell me what anybody, and you can volunteer or I'll do it myself, whatever way. Who are we really, and who'd like to read that?
Oh.
Okay.
We are consciousness which contains our thoughts and feelings and literally everything we perceive. Our thoughts and feelings shift, generate, and create who we believe we are and what we believe is possible by us in our world.
Good. So what is that saying basically, Vicki?
Basically, it's saying we are the creator of our own world by our thoughts and feelings. Everything we consciously put out there comes back to us.
Yeah. I love it. It's kind of like Wayne Dyer saying, you know, change the way you think, and things you think about are going to change. They're going to change. And that's how easy it works. So what is consciousness? Let me tell you this one because I've got a long paragraph. Consciousness is anything we can perceive. We are not sitting in a world. The world is in our consciousness. Our body isn't different than our consciousness. Our consciousness creates our body, creates our world, creates our reality by our thoughts and our feelings. So we are this huge extended mass of vibrational intelligence creating. Get your mind around that, because once you know how powerful you are, that you are an extension. In my world, God is not way up there. God is part of us. We are in the higher vibration able to have every power that our higher source, or even that Jesus said that we would have, that God has already had, and all we have to do is to think and feel and believe in a lighter, more loving way. Lighter, more loving way. So, how do Power Life Coaches, PLCs, and their clients live awake? Awake means that you know your consciousness, okay? You're not just telling your stories over and over and over that don't feel good and not know that you're creating them. When I'm thinking anything at this point in my life that doesn't feel good, I immediately stop. I actually almost put my hands up when I'm by myself and go, what are you doing? What? Stop. And the reason why I do this, I now know I'm the powerful, extended creator creating everything. And if I'm in a lower vibration of fear or something that I'm declaring with my words that don't feel good, I'm creating it. And if I breathe in and ask for that love and that peace, and I go to peace, then this higher extended part of me already has created it and it's going to start showing up. I don't have to figure out how it's going to work. I just have to be the vibration of allowing this higher part of me show me how it works. Ask and you shall receive. All things are here. See, if we thought like God thinks in this higher feeling, we'd be right up there, a non-vibrational being back in heaven creating everything. But we came here to learn the diversity of challenges and to have that faith and know how powerful we are. And as Power Life coaches, we learn it first, move into that vibration and allow the creation of everything we desire show up. And it's really exciting when it shows up in ways we didn't even think could happen, like miracles. And you all have experienced that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what is alignment? Anybody have any idea what alignment is? Who would like to read that?
I can read it. Alignment happens as we purposely choose to think and feel better, aligning our thought vibration into a higher state of peace, love, or joy. As we live consciously aligned within a higher state of vibration, we are automatically attracting back to us our greatest desires.
So alignment is what, Jackie? What did that say in a nutshell?
For me, alignment is...
What are we aligning first?
I'm aligning myself, my consciousness, with what I call the divine.
And when you align with the divine, you're always going to be in a state of feeling peace. You're going to feel some of that love coming in because that higher stuff is all love. So when you have peace and love, your thoughts and your vibrations are going out and they're going to come back in a more loving, peaceful, wonderful way. So you did really good on that. Living activated means that you constantly are observing your thoughts and your feelings, and you are choosing to always see everything in a better, good feeling way. So what percentage do you think that the people come in to see you that are wanting coaching, what percent of them do you think even has any idea that it's all about their consciousness and just moving into peace? This is what my family has said to me in the past. Okay, Pamela. We love you, but sometimes your woo-woo stuff, I think you need to get real. This is my family that fell apart. This is my life that fell apart. This is my stove that I'm trying to cook from. This is a reality. And what I'm helping people and what we have to help people to learn is I know that this is different, but I am an empowerment life coach, and all I can tell you is as you change the way you think, and I'm going to help you to do it, you are going to experience the miracles, and the proof is going to be in the pudding. This is part helping them to allow their release to know that their consciousness, and the second part is raising their vibration. And that once they start shifting their vibration into more peace, then the good news as Power Life coaches, that higher vibration and this higher connection is automatically going to bring in results that they're going to be excited about. Can you give me some examples, anybody, of things that have happened to you that once you felt better about it, things started shifting and changing?
Well, I can say that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of furniture. Exact things I wanted. It wasn't that somebody called me up and said, did I want a bed, because I didn't need a bed or want a bed. It was the exact pieces of furniture I had put out there that I wanted for my apartment. And I had people calling me and offering me.
That's wonderful.
Those
So you
exact-
moved into a place without any furniture.
Without much, and I bought a few things, and then I needed other things. And I went up to see my cousin in DC, and she said, "Oh, my friend is moving, and she has these beautiful file cabinets, oak file cabinets. They're like a piece of furniture." And that's exactly what I needed and had put out that I wanted. And then a bookshelf, and then a table, and then a sideboard. I mean, it's,
So all you had to do is what to receive that?
I just was in a higher vibration, and I was thinking, this is what I want.
So you didn't worry about it?
No,
You didn't
No,
stress about
no.
it? You didn't talk about how you just don't have these
No.
things and you really would want to have them?
no.
And things just don't come easy. They cost money, and
And
you
these
know,
were all given to me.
and they
yeah.
were all given to you.
Yes, for
Yes.
free.
Yes. So you had a thought. You stayed in faith. You
Mhm.
stayed in a better, good feeling vibration, and the miracle of them showing up just showed up.
Yes.
Way to
So-
manifest.
Just to be clear and honest, would you have known to even do that if you hadn't been part of the Power Life coaching, education, and courses?
No, well, it kind of surprised me when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It did. It surprised me. I wasn't expecting it, but it was a surprise.
Mhm.
I'll give
But
you
now I say, oh, well, look, it worked.
my example is that when I feel worried, and my triggers of my patterns are in the past have been caretaking, codependency. So when I feel worried and upset about my children or other people that I really care about, I'm really stopping that, and I am purposely going to breathe in. That's what we're going to be learning next, about how to energetically, vibrationally shift into a higher, peaceful, loving state. And that's all it takes. So I am purposely, anytime I'm feeling any kind of wanting, needing, desiring, stressed out that I don't have, anxious about it, depressed about it, sad about it, any feeling, I immediately am looking at myself. So I had, somebody in my family that was very, very ill. And when this person in my family ended up in the hospital, I was constantly not even looking at him and thinking about what's going on with him. I'm watching my thoughts and my feelings and aligning them into peace and into faith by doing the breathing techniques that we're going to learn later on in this video. But I am aligning that thought and not allowing this kind of worrisome, I call it stinking thinking, vibration. And why am I stopping those thoughts? Why am I doing that?
Because you don't want them to multiply.
I don't want them to multiply. I don't want to be the creator of that vibration. So how does this feel for you, Libby? Does it make sense?
Oh, yeah.
It feels comfortable for you? Okay, good.
That's like everybody around me, that's what they're living in, and I'm just in a different place.
I love that. So say that again in a different
It's
way.
like for example, my husband, he's high strung, very anxious, he has depression, he's very worried about seemingly things that I don't seem to be, necessitating the worry that he has to that extent. And I just asked him, I said, why, if it's something that you can't help, that you can't fix, why are you wasting so much energy worrying over it? If it's something that's work related, okay, well, if you can do as much as you can with it, and then say, okay, I've done as much as I can with it, I need to move on to the next thing. Just put it back.
I love that. So you're going to learn that unless people are coming to you that want life coaching or want to hear your wonderful wisdom, people in your family are going to learn by your example. They can't hear us unless they're wanting to hear us. And most of the time, people that are not asking for our advice as Power Life coaches are not going to be able to hear what we're saying. You can take it to the bank that your husband won't be able to hear you because he's in his own conscious reality. But he will see the changes that you've made. And by you staying in that higher vibration, instead of caretaking people in the vibration that doesn't feel good, worrying about them, trying to get them to change when they feel like what they're doing is solid reasoning, getting real in life, and they can't hear you, the number one thing that you do at that point is you be the mirroring example, and you say, there's a part of me that's stressed that my husband is so negative and he just doesn't want to hear what I'm saying, so that doesn't matter. I know that my conscious thoughts about this and going to peace and knowing that I'm going to hold the space for him. I'm going to hold the space for that person in my family that wasn't doing well with their health, and I'm going to be at peace, I'm going to be at love, and I'm going to be positive about this, is my new codependency. It's my new vibration of helping people that I love. So instead of taking care of people in the old codependent, stressful, let me hear your story, oh, I'm going to be with you, let's go tell that husband off, and let's see if we can find a stove somewhere, or I'm going to listen to you over and over again, and I'm telling you, stop thinking that way, is going to help you. They can't hear. I'm the mirroring example. And as I hold that space, and I hold that faith, and I hold that peace, miracles change.
I am amazed now that I've become aware of all this. When I go places, on the elevator, anywhere, how many negative things people say all the time.
And, as a Power Life coach, we are aware of that. And when I hear that, okay, this is a really good example. I'm getting out of my car and I'm coming into work. This is yesterday morning. And there's a lady outside that works in the same building as me. And when she gets out of the car, I notice that she stopped and she's looking away. And I kind of look back and I look at her and say, good morning. And she says, is it odd that that man over there at the bank is standing there and looking at that bank at 8 o'clock in the morning before it's even open, and he's just looking at that bank? I said, and I know what she's thinking. She's thinking, he's going to do something to this bank. But she's in that fearful, anxious, I need to be aware. And she would say to me, because I understand how all this works, I need to be aware if I need to be scared of things that are going on around me. I need to be aware if ISIS is going to show up, or, somebody's going to rob a bank, or, something horrible is going to happen. And I'm thinking, I'm not going there on that vibrational thought dance floor. So I said to her, are you talking about the guy in the hot red sweatpants on that bike? I said, well, he is right here on Independence in red pants in front of the bank. I guess everybody can see him. I'm not trying to disrespect her. I don't want to put her down, but I am not joining that vibration. And I said, one thing about it, we both saw the guy with the red, and she says, well, I'm just going to look long enough and let him know I see him. And I said, have a wonderful day. But that beautiful lady told me so much about herself in that 3-minute get-together. So what did she say about herself through her conscious thoughts?
I live in fear.
Yeah.
She's fear. She has to be the one, and believe me, she's powerful. I could tell by her vibration, she was going to let him know that she saw him. She was a powerhouse. imagine if she used that power to not think of what horrible is going to happen, but to create in her reality all the wonderful stuff that she wants to see coming back in her world. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Very, very good. All right, so living activated is joking, putting it in a better positive perspective, seeing them red pants and making it kind of funnier and lighter, because I knew I wasn't going to join her, but she's not asking me for power life coaching. She's telling me what's going on with her consciousness. Now, I know as a power life coach, I'm learning to read the patterns with people, and I'm going to be the mirroring example. And if they're asking you as a power life coach, you're going to be able to help them to shift and change instantly. When we're shifting our thoughts and our feelings, what are we really shifting? This is number 7. We are consciousness full of thoughts and emotional vibration. Einstein said everything is energy, correct? Our thoughts is our consciousness creating everything. We are vibrational energy. So, when we move and shift our energy into a lighter, more loving, more peaceful vibration, and we're sending that thought, lighter vibration out, the only thing that can show up in the law of attraction is lighter, more peaceful, vibrational shifts and changes that are going to show up in our world through people, places, and circumstances. And we're going to be delighted. The more we come awake and aware of what's going on in our reality, the more we can start designing it, which is really exciting. So how do we create, I'm on number 8, as a new sense of self and a whole new reality? When we become awake, knowing that we're all the power, aware of our thoughts, moving them up and aligning them into this higher vibration. In other words, becoming more as God thinks and feels. Remember the bracelets? What would Jesus do? Now we're really getting it, and we're knowing that this higher vibration is the way we want to think. Anytime we're thinking any negative thoughts or resistance or anxiety or fear, we're not to focus on what is going on. We're to focus on shifting that thought and that feeling. And people say, well, what about the issue? What's going to happen to me and my kids and my ex-husband and the stove and all these things? And you say that higher vibration already has the answer, already has everything that you want, and it's already here for you. And you're going to be delighted. Stay in the vibration. You're going to feel better. Worst case scenario, you're going to feel better. Second case scenario is you're going to experience the miracles. I have this huge sign in my office that sits where I look at it every day, and my clients see it when they come in, and it says, expect miracles. Because miracles is all the quantum physics that we haven't been taught, that we are thoughts and we are vibration, and as we shift and align our vibration into these better thoughts and feelings, everything changes. Okay, good. So, the more confident you are, the more powerful you are. Okay? Okay, so, there's 5 parts of deliberate manifestation process. This is on page 12. The first part is we experience something we don't like. Now, this is a very natural part of life. We're going to call it contrast. We experience contrast. Once we do this, this higher extended part of us, the spiritual part of us, already knows what we desire, has already placed it instantaneously at the same time that we feel that we don't want. This higher part of us knows what we do want. Because see, this higher part of us is part of our consciousness. This God source, this higher part, this higher power, our higher self is all part of this extension of vibration that we all are. So when we feel the contrast, we automatically know the opposite of what we want. It is already done. That vibration is sitting there in a non-physical vibrational state of being, a vortex. Okay. So once we shift our conscious thoughts and vibrational patterns of thinking into just feeling better, it doesn't even have to be about the subject, but just feeling better, then we are aligned in this higher vibration, and all that good stuff will start showing up. All the furniture started, people started calling you. All the changes happen for the best. When I'm in a crisis, or I feel like I'm in a crisis, my number one thing is to help my clients and help myself shift that vibration. We've all been in situations where we felt really scared, fearful, anxious about ourselves, in pain, or about somebody else. The more we shift our vibration into peace and into love in this higher state, the faster the miracles happen. We don't have to try to figure it out anymore. Isn't that wonderful?
We just have to feel better. We have to get
It's that simple. We just have to feel better and put out our intent on allowing that betterness to come up. We have to know it's here. I don't know how this is going to work out. I do this all the time. Everything's working for me, and I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm going to hold that belief, and I'm going to do that in pure faith. And the rest of the time, I'm literally going la 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 la, because I'm not going to allow the stinking thinking or the worrying to show up. Okay, so we asked through contrast. It is already done. What we want is in a non-physical vibration. We align our vibration to feeling better, and we start receiving what we want. And then we start to learn how to be in that vibration all the time. How to feel better and better and better and better. We talk about the furniture. We talk about how much better we feel. We talk about how the miracles showed up. And then we get to experience another contrast coming in. And then we start to learn that that contrast is really about our expansion. It's really about us awakening more to be in this higher vibration. Did you guys get that part? So when we see things we don't like, how many of us have ever been taught, oh yay, we get to have what we really want now? We don't even know to go there. I have to remind myself in the scariest and the hardest times. Align, 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 align. Raise your vibration. Be in peace. Breathe in love. Breathe in peace. Everything's going to turn out, because it always does. But what we usually do is allow ourselves to go through a lot of stress. And that is what we're teaching our clients and ourselves that we're not going to do anymore. Okay.
Pamela, that's what about the glasses. I could have gotten all upset because I'm going away Tuesday, the glasses weren't here, they didn't know when they were coming, and I just knew it was going to happen. What would happen? It would happen the right way. I just let go of the stress, I didn't worry, and it happened.
I love it. I love it. And that happens all the time. The more positive you are, the more confident you are, the more your life changes. And then after we've gone through all that stuff where we were really stressed out, we really realized that if we would have just, after we experience it, it's almost like you have to allow yourself to experience it. Our experiences strengthen us. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
And it's not the work. It's no work. It's no work at all. It's just, letting it happen.
And how do you let it happen? I love what you're saying.
By not going there with the negative thoughts and keeping myself in the positive, and then it just flows.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. If your client came in and said to you, what makes you different as a Power Life coach? What would be some of the things that you would say right now?
And one thing I noticed is that the Power Life coaching model is a model of empowerment. It teaches you to be self-sufficient and independent rather than fostering a sense of dependence on so the power is within you. And
I love the power is within you. And when you're dependent, what are you really believing?
that you don't have the power, that
That
the
you
power
don't
is
have the
outside
power.
you.
that it's outside of you. I love that. And how is it usually our thoughts that it's outside of us? It's by something outside of us. So I'm going to give an example that you all have heard, but Jackie has not heard yet. And nobody's on the video. So I'm going to ask you, it sounds like a trick question, but it's not. Because you're learning how to separate that you're the power and your consciousness. So this is a quantum thought example. Okay, so Jackie, are you in your consciousness, your vibrational thoughts, feelings, beliefs, your body, everything that is you, are you in any way my hand? Are you any way physically, emotionally, or in your thoughts thinking or feeling that you are my hand?
Yes.
Now, I know we're all one, but that's not what I'm talking
Okay.
about. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying physically, emotionally, consciously, or in your thoughts, are you my hand? No, your consciousness, your thoughts, right?
Right.
My hand is what I believe and you believe is mine. Libby's hands are hers,
Okay.
Vicky's hands are hers, and Leslie's hands are hers, your hands are yours. But my hand here, which is inside of all our consciousness, so that could be a little confusing,
Mhm.
but my hand is only a representation of what you're thinking. It's
Right.
not who you are. Okay, so if my hand is saying or doing something, it doesn't get to be your conscious thoughts about you, correct?
Mhm.
Are you with me?
Right.
It doesn't have to be your vibration of how you're going to think, whatever this hand does. Now, this is in your consciousness, but this could be another person. This could be your stove. This could be your mother, your children, whomever. This is my hand. So my hand has free will as its own consciousness inside of me to do whatever it wants. But my hand, because I'm in my consciousness and you're in your consciousness, it doesn't have the power to change your thinking unless you choose to think it, right? So watch my hand. If my hand is doing this, you could go, oh, okay, right back to you. And if my hand is doing this, you could go, well, I don't know what that's about, but it doesn't get to tell me my feelings, my thoughts, or my perception. I get to choose that, whether it's my boss, my stove, my next door neighbor, my kids, or if it's doing this, it doesn't get to tell me who I'm going to be in my thoughts and feelings or behaviors. So anything that we're observing, this is Course in Miracles. Course in Miracles. I don't know if anybody's
Yes.
ever heard of that. But in Course in Miracles, you hear, I have a car, but I'm not my car. I have a hand, but I'm not my hand. She has hands. If her hands is doing this to me, it doesn't have the ability to affect how I'm going to think, feel, and believe. So anything that is showing up that we are observing has zero power over us until we choose to think and perceive about it. And if we're not feeling good about it, we're stressed about it, we don't like it, what are we going to focus on?
Better thoughts,
And
feelings.
I'm thinking the word relief. Relief. And it's not to change the hand. That hand, have you ever seen people that no matter what you do, you can be the kindest, somebody in your family, the kindest, the most loving, your boss, the smartest, the person that wants to show the best, but they have a perception. And their perception could be this. Our number one job is when we hold our own consciousness in this higher state, all of a sudden them same people, especially if they love you or care about you, will start coming to you and saying, you're now this. Because they have to match the vibration. If your vibration is high and you're in the positivity, and people that can't see that or stay in that same vibration, you don't have to try to get rid of them. You don't have to figure out a way to get out of their life. through quantum physics, they can't hang out. They're in a different vibration. Does that make sense? Okay,
They're
cool.
either gonna come up to your vibration or not.
Okay, cool. So, if I was to say to you, what is conscious? You keep telling me I need to change my consciousness. What would you say?
Your thoughts and beliefs and your,
Okay,
your
so
feelings, thoughts, and beliefs.
so as a Power Life coach, why is consciousness so important?
It's where shift happens.
It's where shift happens. It's where stuff happens. And what do you mean by that, Jackie? I love that. That's an Oprah phrase, by the way. That was an Oprah phrase. It's where shift happens. And they happen by what? What are we shifting?
You're shifting your consciousness into a recognition of the pattern and understanding that you have the power to change it, by focusing on or aligning with the higher power and focusing on peace and bliss,
Okay.
joy.
Now, some people will come in and they'll say something like, okay, so let's get this straight. You're telling me that I'm the reason why my husband has left me for the nanny and my kids love the nanny. And I mean, they're really mad at this point. They're really mad. Because it is easier, and they have not been taught that they're the power, that somehow they had this learned belief from these years. And as Power Life coaches, we're going to recognize those patterns, and that we're going to help them change them patterns. And we're going to look at them and say, of course we understand. Of course we know that this happened to you. And no, you did not consciously mean to create this, but I'm telling you right now, as your Power Life coach, we're going to discover your thinking patterns, because you're going to tell me, and you're going to realize that there was a part ingrained inside of you that had something to do with it. Maybe you were clueless that the nanny happened to be in the car with the kids every time he left, and they were giving you time out to do whatever you want. Maybe you didn't notice the signs. Maybe you believed that somebody else was better than you. We don't know what these thoughts are. But as we talk about what happens in your life, we're going to be able to shift those thoughts into more worthiness, more peace, love, and compassion, and you're going to shift. Okay, so if I was to say to somebody, hi, I'm Pamela. I am a Power Life coach. And what I'm here to do is I'm here to ask you, what's going on with you? How can I help you? And after they tell me their story, now this is in the second part, we're going to be going over this. After they tell me what's stressing them, I'm gently going to say, I'm going to help you focus on things that help you feel better, better thoughts and better feelings, and your world is going to change for the better. Because you're the power in your conscious thoughts and feelings. And they're going to look at you and very likely nod their head and say, okay, that sounds really good. But the proof in the pudding, watching the miracles show up, I promise you, is going to totally excite them and keep them coming back. Does anybody have any questions about consciousness? So we're going to go ahead and move into energy therapy tonight, which is the second part of Power Life Coaching. First part is consciousness empowerment, knowing that your thoughts and your feelings are creating everything in your reality. Second part is energy therapy. So we're on page 13. Okay, and we're just going to get a feel for energy therapy tonight. Okay, so energy therapy is a healing process of purposely shifting one's consciousness of thoughts and emotion and emotional vibration into a higher vibration of peace and harmony. So what do you think that just said? Energy therapy is what?
It's a process of shifting your thoughts and feelings through moving energy in a way.
That's right. Because we're vibrational beings. If you feel excited, you vibrationally show excitement. If you are angry, this woman I was talking about that was watching the guy at the bank, she was anxious. She's on alert. She's going to let people know she's there and she's watching them. I'm watching you. And that's okay. We're here to be life coaches. Imagine what her world would be like if she felt that she was powerful, aligned, and only goodness is coming in. And that everything's going to be okay. How wonderful. So, we are vibration of energy, and we are going to, as Power Life coaches, help them realize their thoughts are creating everything, and that their vibrational, energetic thoughts and emotions, which equates to vibration. Now, people look at me and say, do you think that I want to feel this way? Do you think that I want to feel depressed? Of course they don't want to stop thinking those things, same thoughts. But they don't know, because nobody's ever explained, that as you shift into this higher vibrational state, you change immediately. People that go to acupuncturists that work with the needles, these needles are put in specific meridians in your body to change your, we call it chi, or your energetic flow of thoughts. Once you change that flow of thoughts, your vibration will automatically shift. Once it shifts, then you're in your power, because your highest, most powerful part of us, this extension of this higher stuff, has already put out what we really want, and it is going to be coming in like a law of attraction. You getting that? Okay. So, energy therapy, healing is purposely raising people's vibration through their thoughts and their thinkings. In essence, a Power Life coach uses the process of helping your clients breathe, imagine, and think and feel in this higher vibration of thoughts and feelings, even in the middle when they're experiencing the things that are stressing them out, that are depressing them. So we get our clients to talk about what their biggest concerns are, and they're going to tell us. And the minute they're in that vibration, our job is to help them learn to be in a higher vibration. So we all have the ability to be natural energy therapists. I've taken about $200,000 worth of training in different energy therapies to learn that it's really simple. And this is what I want to teach everybody, to teach everybody, to teach everybody. That we are vibrational energy. We automatically can connect hand to hand and consciousness and in vibration and help people to change. So energy therapy is a conscious, deliberate shift of conscious vibration using a breathing technique where we breathe in love, peace, and compassion, and healing of our old conscious beliefs. As clients experience negative, painful thoughts, a Power Life coach will use this breathing technique and have their clients change vibrationally by breathing in higher vibrational words and vibrational states of love, peace, and compassion, which automatically will lift and create a shift in your client's vibration. Okay, so now I'm moving to the next page, 14. How our consciousness of thoughts along with our emotions that follow thoughts. If we're excited, our emotions show excitement. If we're sad, our emotions show sadness. If we're angry or we're on alert, everything blends together. So we can manipulate or shift energy even in the middle of despair or anxiousness or anxiety by moving the higher vibrations in and just breathing them in our thoughts and in our consciousness. Because the higher vibrations will always win. Love is stronger than anything. The love vibration is stronger than everything. And as we shift our vibration into the loving, more peaceful, compassionate, these are 3 of the highest vibrational thoughts that you can use. Our feelings and our thoughts start to change into peace, love, and compassion. And then we automatically are in the vibration to allow ourselves to receive what we really desire. Does this seem like an easy understanding? Your thoughts creating everything. If you're thinking thoughts that don't feel good, you're creating that. And all you have to do is energetically, because we're vibrational beings, find a way to get into a better vibrational thought feeling, and then miracles start to happen. But this is the key to this. You have to, as a Power Life coach, learn how to be awake and aware of what your thoughts are. Because people are, the biggest thing that's challenging people, and I think that you and I talked one time and you said one of my challenges is Pamela, I want to be a Power Life coach like you, and I don't know if people understand this or have been educated in this. Isn't that right? Right. And do you remember what I said? Okay, I do. Because I said it. And I said, Jackie, in my world, I have a waiting list of, and this is God's truth. Anybody that knows me here knows this is the truth. It could be of 8 to 14 people a day. And a lot of times it's every day, and it could be the same people, because they're waiting every day to just see if I'm going to get a cancellation. And 99% of the people that come in to see me are referred. And they, in the very beginning when I used to do this, they used to come in and be a little nervous and kind of sitting there and thinking, oh my goodness, she's going to, woo-woo me, and, is something horrible going to happen, and this is scary. But they realized it's really so simple, it's scientific, it is spiritual, and it is powerful. So this is what I said to you. In my world, I know I'm doing powerful stuff. Clients are being referred to me, and the right and perfect people are keeping me extremely busy. And the right and perfect people are ready to learn about Power Life Coaching.
That's because you're in the right vibration.
That's exactly right, Leslie. That's exactly
so
right.
you're attracting.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yes.
And that's really what we're teaching in Power Life Coaching, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so how many people have experienced feeling energy? Have you felt that? And you, and you,
Oh, yes.
and you. Okay, so we're going to do an exercise here, Ben, where we're going to be standing up and moving, and I'm going to ask you, and you do not have to be part of this, okay? Because you're the odd man out. Anyway, we have 5 people, and this will work out. So this is called the hand exercise, where we just, if you've never experienced feeling energy, everybody's going to get this experience. Okay, so I'm going to have you put your palms up, and you girls are going to do the same. And you're going to move in about 1 inch away from each other. You're going to take a slow, deep breath. And then you're going to breathe out and imagine that you're sending energy out through both of your hands. So let's do that again. All the way in. Now, Vicki, you are sending your energy through your hands to Libby. Libby, you are sending yours to Vicki. And Jackie, vice versa. You're sending them to me, and I'm sending them to you. All right. Can you feel the energy? Now, let me tell you where you're feeling yours, okay? You're feeling them right here in your thumbs and the lower palms. And now, I want you to notice if you feel energy stronger at different points. What's it feel like?
Mine feels heat. Warm.
Heat.
Usually I feel tingle or something like that, but this is warm.
minus 10.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a force here, Jackie. So you're strong. What's yours like, Libby? Do you feel tingling? How can you tell it's energy?
I just feel different from the rest of it.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So you'll learn what that different is. Now I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to move your hands away an inch, and you'll feel like if you go in and out, you'll feel like a harmonica, a vibration. Well, you're feeling like a pulse. Well, it's like you're feeling the energy move in.
Do you feel
and out,
tingling?
in
How can
and
you
out.
tell
Can
it's
you feel
energy?
that? All right, so let's move away
I just
another.
feel different from the rest of it.
Okay, I love that. I love way to
So you'll
use
learn what
vibration.
that different is. Now, I
Now,
want you
as
to do
you're
me a favor
doing this,
and I want you to
and you're feeling the
move your hands
vibration,
away
you're
an inch.
connecting,
and
and
feel,
you are
you'll
through your
feel like
conscious
if you go
thoughts
in and out,
because
you'll
the
feel like a
moment I said,
harmonica,
breathe in and
a
imagine
vibration.
the
Well, you're
energy
feeling like a
in your
pulse.
hands.
Well, it's like
we
you're feeling
felt
the
each
energy
other's
move
vibration.
in and out.
See,
in
our
and out. Can you
thoughts
feel that?
control
All right, so let's move
the
away
energetic
another
vibration.
inch.
Okay. Now I
Now,
want you to
don't
raise
move
both
away
of
to
your
where you
hands
lose
up.
that vibration.
And I want
Now,
you
as
to
you're
imagine
doing
that
this,
as you're
and
lowering
you're feeling the
them,
vibration,
you're
you're
staying connected in
connecting,
vibration.
and you are through
You
your
feel the
conscious
connection,
thoughts because the moment I
You feel it,
said,
Jackie?
breathe in and imagine
All right.
the
good.
energy leaving your hands,
Now,
we
this
felt each
is
other's
being
vibration.
an energetic.
See, our thoughts
energy
control
therapist.
the
Okay,
energetic
So
vibration.
now then we're going to take
Okay.
this one.
Now I want you to
step
raise
further.
both of your hands up, and I
You're
want
gonna
you to
say,
imagine that as you're
"I
lowering
am
now,
Feeling
We're staying
like for
connected
me,
in
I might say
vibration.
I'm feeling a
can
little
you feel the
tired
connection, girls?
right now. And you might
You
say
feel it,
it's
Jackie?
been a long day. I understand I'm a little tired too, or I'm hungry, or I have a
Now,
slight headache.
this is
or something that
being
doesn't feel
energetic
quite as wonderful
energy
as we like it to feel.
therapist.
For me, it would be a
Okay.
little tired.
So now
What
then
would
we're
you
going
do?
to take this
Little
one
step.
step
Little
further.
step.
Okay.
What would you stress? Stress.
You're going to
What would you
say, I am
Fatigue.
feeling
Okay, good.
like for
So,
me,
Libby and I
might
are
say,
gonna
I'm
go
feeling a little
first,
tired.
And this is what we're going to be doing.
And you might say,
So,
it's
I
been
want
a
you
long
to
day,
repeat
I
with
understand, I'm a little tired.
Put your
too,
hand
I'm
as a
hungry.
Power Life Coach
Or
right
I
up
had
here.
a slight headache. Or
And you're going to say,
something that
repeat
doesn't
after
feel
me.
quite as wonderful as we like it to feel. For
Now
me,
I'm
it
going to
feels a
go
little
first,
tired.
and then we're going to do.
What would yours be?
Okay,
A little stiff.
Jackie,
Little step.
I want you to repeat after
What would
me.
you
Okay,
Stressed.
even
What would
though
yours be?
Even though
I feel
Fatigued. Okay, good.
tight.
So
is that
Libby
what you
and I
said?
are going to go
Stiff.
first.
Even though I
This is
feel
what we're gonna
real
be doing.
stiff in my body,
So I want you to repeat.
I
with me.
choose in a moment
Put your hand
choose
as a
in a
Power Life
to
Coach
breathe
right up
in the
here.
vibration
And you're going
To
to say,
breathe in the
repeat after
vibration
me.
of love, peace, and compassion.
Okay.
of love.
Now I'm going to go first, and then
And
we're
while
going
my hand is up here
Jackie,
in the
to repeat
air,
after me.
I am thinking the
Even though
words
Even though
I
love,
feel
peace, and compassion.
tight. Is that what you
And
said?
as Jackie's
Stiff.
saying it,
Even though I feel
as
real
I'm
stiff
saying it,
in
I'm
my
sorry,
body,
and you are taking a
I
slow
choose
deep
in a
breath in.
moment
With each word, you're going
breathe
to
in the
imagine
vibration
love
to breathe in the
peace, and
vibration
of
vibration.
love,
Okay.
peace, and
So I'm going to do
compassion.
it first.
Of
So
love,
Jackie, take a
peace,
deep
and
breath.
And while my hand
And
is
as
up
you're
here
breathing
in
out
the
slowly,
air,
feel the
I am
vibration
thinking
of
the
love,
words
Take another
love,
deep breath.
peace, and compassion.
Peace.
And as Jackie's saying it, as
Another
I'm
deep
saying
breath.
it, I'm sorry, and you are
Compassion.
taking a slow deep breath in, with each
And it's
word
almost
you're
like
going to
I
imagine
am imagining
peace,
love,
and
peace,
vibration.
and
Okay. So I'm
compassion
going to do it first. So
flowing
Jackie, take
out
a
of
deep
my
breath.
hand with Jackie as
And as
she's
you're breathing out
imagining
slowly,
it
feel
in
the
her thoughts
vibration of
and feeling the
love,
vibration.
Take
Because
another
once
deep
I
breath.
feel the vibration, she feels it.
peace,
Sometimes our clients aren't going to
Another
know
deep
they're
breath.
feeling it. It's kind of what you said just now
Compassion.
because that was your first time of feeling
It's
vibration
almost like
that
I
you were
am
feeling. You're used to me
imagining
doing it and you feel
love,
it, but
peace,
you were
and
doing it.
compassion.
So in your case,
flowing out
I'm
of my
saying, so Jackie,
hand
take a deep
with
breath
Jackie
all the way in
as she's
slowly,
imagining
and then I say,
it, and
Feel
her
love
thoughts and feeling the
peace,
vibration.
and
Because once
vibration.
I feel the vibration,
right in
she
the middle
feels
of
it.
all that.
Sometimes our
stillness.
clients aren't going to know
And
they're
let's
feeling
breathe
it.
in
It's kind
again,
of what
and I'm
you
taking
said
my
just
hand
now
up,
because that was
because
your
it's
first
almost
time
like I'm
of
taking a
feeling vibration
paintbrush
that you
and
were
I'm
feeling. You're used to me
painting in
doing it
and
you
feeling
did,
the
but you were doing
vibration
it.
of
So in your
love
case, I'm
peace,
saying, so
and
Jackie, take a deep
compassion.
breath all the way in slowly.
and what it
And
is
then I
doing
say,
is these
feel
higher
love,
words
peace,
of vibration,
and
love,
vibration.
peace, and compassion,
right in the
shifting
middle
your
of all
vibration
that stiffness.
into more peace,
And let's
love,
breathe
and
in
compassion,
again, and I'm taking my
which
hand up
shifts
because it's almost
any
like I'm taking a
stiffness.
paintbrush
So how are you?
and I'm
now?
painting in and feeling the vibration
Good girl.
of love.
All right, so let's try this.
and
We're gonna watch
compassion.
Libby do it with.
And what it is
with
doing
Nikki.
is
Okay.
these higher
So I'm gonna do it
words
with you because
of
this is my first time.
vibration,
Put your
love,
hand up.
peace, and compassion.
You're the power
is
light
shifting your
coach,
vibration.
okay? And
into
you're
more
thinking
peace,
she
love,
has a
and
lower
compassion,
vibration of
which shifts
stress.
any
And we know that stress is
So
probably
how you
one of
feeling
the,
now?
and I can feel it, stress is one of the lower
Good girl.
vibrations. So you're gonna
All right,
say
so let's
to
try this,
Vicky,
and we're gonna
Vicky
watch
in a
Libby
moment.
do it with,
Vicky in a moment.
with
I'm
Vicky.
going to say the words
So I'm gonna do
love,
it with you,
peace,
'cause
and
this is our first time. Okay,
compassion.
put your hand up.
Love, peace,
You're the
and
power
compassion.
life coach, okay? And you're thinking
And I'm going
she
to
has a
feel
lower
the vibration of
vibration
energy.
stress. And we know
Of
that
love, peace,
stress
and
is
compassion.
probably one of the, and I can feel it,
And as you
stress
take a
is
slow
one of
deep
the
breath,
lower vibrations. So you're gonna
I'm going to
say,
help you feel love, peace, and compassion and say the words. And you're going to feel love, peace, and compassion. Okay, so I'm going to help you feel love, peace, and compassion. I'm going to help you feel it. Go ahead and say it.
I'm gonna help you feel
Love, peace, and compassion. And feel
and feel
the vibration
the vibration
of love, peace, and
of
compassion.
love, peace, and compassion.
I'm going to lower my hand
I'm gonna lower my
as you feel
as
this.
you feel.
And we're going to imagine
And we're gonna imagine
that love, peace, and compassion
that love, peace, and compassion
is flowing through you
is flowing through you
and shifting the vibration.
and shifting the vibration.
It's really already working, okay? All right. So put your hand up and say, now, take a slow, deep breath.
And take a slow, deep breath.
And as I say love, feel love.
And as I say love, feel love.
Okay, and now you're feeling love and sending it out. Now say, take another slow, deep breath
Take another slow, deep breath
and feel peace.
and feel peace.
And you're sending out peace, right? Now take another slow, deep breath
Take another slow, deep breath
and feel compassion.
and feel compassion.
Okay, and then you're going to put your hand up and say, let's feel love. Breathe in love. Good. Peace. Take another slow, deep breath. And feel compassion right in the middle of all that stress, because we are energetically lifting that vibration. Can you feel the energy? And how does it feel?
Much better.
Good. You did really well. All right, so mine is tired. What are you going to do? I'm going to walk you through it as you do it because we're learning, but this is how we're going to learn how to do it. We're doing the exercises and then we're learning. And I'm going to do that with you later. Okay. All right, so what are you going to say to me? Pamela, even though you're feeling,
Pamela, even though you're feeling fatigued, I'm going to help you, as your Power Life coach, I'm going to help you breathe in love, peace, and compassion.
and you're going to feel the energy.
And you're going to feel the energy.
And I'm going to feel the energy.
And I'm going to feel the energy
As you
of
breathe
love,
in.
peace, and compassion as you breathe in.
Okay, good.
So let's begin by taking a slow, deep breath and focusing on love.
Now you notice I'm done with that breath, so you're going to say, now take another
Now
slow
take another slow, deep breath and focus on peace.
peace.
And another slow, deep breath, focusing on compassion.
Now, that was excellent. What you want to do is you want to do that at least 2 times, maybe 3 times. Okay, so let's do it. And you're praising them. You're saying, you're asking them questions like, are you feeling anything? Now, most people that have never been exposed to knowing that their vibrational thoughts of consciousness shifting themselves and everything, they don't know what that feels like. So the things that I hear them saying is, well, I feel better. Or I didn't feel the vibration, but I just feel lighter now. And sometimes they say, I don't feel anything. And I will say to them, because I'm confident and I'm holding this higher vibration for them, they just don't know it yet. I'm saying, let's do it again. And all I want you to do is just allow yourself to focus on love and peace and compassion. Okay? All right.
So we're going to do it one more time, Pamela, so that you can relieve your fatigue. So as your Power Life Coach, I want you to take a deep breath and simply breathe in love. And now we're going to take one more deep breath and breathe in peace. And finally, one more time, breathing in compassion.
Ooh, that is good. I was waiting. Hot chocolate. I love it. I love it. So I feel lighter. I feel tingly. Okay, and so now I've vibrationally shifted my consciousness and my vibration into those words, and that's shifting me out of stinking thinking and into a higher space to allow myself to receive what I want. So Vicki, let's let you try this with Libby.
Okay.
And you want me to help you?
That's okay.
Okay, good.
I'll try.
Okay,
You can just.
okay, good.
Okay, Libby, I know that you're saying that you've been feeling fatigued, so we're going to try to lift your vibration by bringing in love, peace, and compassion. So I want you to just relax, taking a deep breath. And even though I'm feeling a little tired, I'm going to breathe in love, peace, and compassion. And let the breath out. We're going to do this one more time. Deep breath. Love, peace, and compassion.
Now you
How are you
might.
feeling now?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Okay. Then let's try it one more time. Get you to a really good place here. Deep breath. Let it out slowly. Love, peace, and compassion. Feel that.
So the questions I would say as a power life, and that was excellent. I love the confidence that you girls have. I mean, you are saying the words, you're feeling them coming from your hands, and you're having your client that you're coaching feel the same vibration, and there's a feeling like this is easy. This
Yes.
is easy. And I love your confidence with that. And I love that you did it a little different than the way I did it, the way Jackie did it, where you said all 3 of them at once instead of one at a time. And this is what I want you to know. You cannot do it wrong. Isn't that the good part?
Mm-hmm.
You can never do it wrong. Those higher vibrational words right in any lower vibration will shift you into a higher consciousness. So yes, there is a man, Dr. Emoto. Has anybody ever heard of him? Dr. Emoto scientifically proved that words have vibration, okay? And what he did is he would take glasses of water, and like with this bottle here, he would take off the label and he would put words, and it was a glass, it was a sanitized glass, and he would put words like love or peace or beauty or unconditional love, and he would put these words on these bottles, and then he would take other bottles and he would put words like ugly, despair, heartache, and he'd put those words on them, and then he put them in this machine that would instantly freeze the water, and the crystals that were next to the words would come out, and all the words that were beautiful and love and peace that had that on, just the words written next to the water, that vibration of that word next to the water, if it was beautiful, there was these magnificent crystalline designs that looked like a portrait of pure beauty. And if they were words that were heavy or ugly or despair, it was blurry and it was yucky. So just putting the word next to the water shifted the vibration. That's what we did. We said the word. We used our conscious thoughts. We decided that we were going to bring in the higher vibration of those words and the lower vibration of things and feelings that aren't serving us, that we don't want to actually build or create anymore. And that's how it scientifically changes. So each one of you have learned the beginnings of energy therapy.